welcome to Sunday morning yoga. Thank you for joining me. We are here from the Alchemist. Me, myself, and I. And the Alchemist Cafe, if you have never been here before, is in Wilton Manors, and it is fabulous. They have gluten-free options. They have the best home-brewed coffee from specific beans that are just to die for. It's so good. So if you reply coffee in the comments as we're doing yoga or before you start, then you are going to get 10% off the next time you come into the Alchemist once this blows over. So I hope you have your mat rolled out and you're ready to get some yoga in, because I know I need it. So I'm hoping that this benefits you as well. And don't forget to add that little coffee. I hope you guys can hear me and see me. So welcome everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I just wanna make sure that I have our little setup. And let's do this, guys. Everybody is hopefully doing well in their home quarantine. It's great to see you online because I feel like we're together even though we're not. So what a great, beautiful gift the social media can be if we use it well, right? So let's go ahead and get started, yogis.
Hopefully you can still hear me here. We're gonna go ahead and start in child's pose. So just take your knees wide, coming to the back of your mat, and just sit back on your heels, making sure that your hips are connected to your heels. And just tap into your breath, letting your thoughts go, and connecting to your heart center. So this hour is just for you, and just for you and your thoughts to just separate so that you can be you without your thoughts, because you need your breath and your focus for this practice. It's a moving meditation. So we're gonna really get into some breath work, some stretches, and really just press pause for this next hour. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And while you're in your wide leg child's pose, your big toes are touching, you're just gonna elongate out your spine. So start to walk your hands forward, keeping your hips on your heels. Just bring your forehead down to the mat and just start to tap into your breath a little more. And as you inhale, let the belly expand, going past those shallow breaths into the belly. And then as you exhale, let that belly fold into the spine, pushing out all that stale air. Now, most of our yogic breathing is done through our nose unless otherwise directed, but really feel the breath. And when I give you cues to inhale and exhale, make sure you take those so that you're reaping the benefits of each and every movement. Just start to come into that breath and focus on it, and think about how you're feeling right now. All we have is this present moment. So thank you for joining me. We're gonna pick up our torso, activating the fingertips, and just start to walk it over to the right side. Keeping your left hip on that heel, make sure it doesn't come up. Just walk your hands as far as you can. Maybe you cross over the left hand, over the right hand, and bring the forehead down. Maybe take a bind with that right hand behind your back, or just stay here. Stretching out the left side body. Breathing in and breathing out even more. So push into those fingertips and walk it through the center and back over to the left side this time. Keeping your right hip down on your heels, so don't go too far to where it comes up, but just stay in that spot of letting your belly sink down, forehead to the mat. Maybe crossing your right hand over your left this time, or wrapping your left hand around the back. Catching that hip crease of the right side if that feels good to you. Just do whatever feels good this morning. We're really just making our body feel as good as possible. That's what yoga is all about. And now come back to center. One more big breath here. Thinking about something you'd like more of in your life right now, whether that's acceptance, joy, creativity. What do you need in order to find your new normal? Push into those fingertips and start to come up to tabletop position. So your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes and drop the belly and really sit the hip bones up. So stick your butt out and scoop your chest through. Inhale, look up. And as you exhale, push into the tops of the feet, round the back out like a Halloween cat. Push into the hands and let the belly button fall to the spine so you're really engaging your core. Stretching out the back, and now tuck the toes, scoop the chest through, inhale, and as you untuck the toes and push into the feet, you're going to exhale through the nose, belly to spine, chin to chest, roll it up tight. And now you could take some more of these or just go into dancing lion, moving your hips, your head. Just kind of make it feel good. You can switch directions. I like to take my shins up and drop one hip down. And leave it there for a couple breaths. One breath, maybe. And now switch it. Good. Coming back, we're going to stretch out our wrists. So sit back on your toes, curl your toes under, and reverse your fingertips towards your knees. We use our wrists a lot in yoga, so it's important to stretch out our wrists. So don't let the tops of your heel of your hand come off. Really just go back as far as you can. And then take some circles, popping out those air bubbles, reverse the direction, breathing deep, and now reverse the palms face towards you. Open and close those hands, bend the elbows, stretching out the other side of our wrists and our fingers. Coming back up, I'm gonna go ahead and sit back on our heels. And if the pinky isn't down, just go ahead and turn that pinky toe down. And again, this is an intense stretch for a lot of you that wear high heels or don't stretch out your toes. So if it ever gets too much, you can untuck the toes, okay? So, but just try to keep that stretch in the back of the toes. It's so good for you. Interlace the fingers, shoulder height, and push out so the palms are facing toward you. Just bring your chin down to your chest and really stretch out the back of your shoulders. Sink your belly button into your spine, so don't let it go there. And now reverse. Inhale, arms go up by your ears, slight back bend here. Exhale, bring it forward, round the shoulders. Again, inhale, brings it up. And now bend at the elbows, catch the back of the head, and let the head just hang heavy in the palms. Opening up the chest, elbows are wide. Feeling that gravitational pull toward the earth. Opening up our chest. One more breath here. And slowly close your elbows, bringing your chin to your chest. Stretching out the back of the neck. And now bring it up to center. Drop your right hand down. Left arm goes up and over. As high as you can, start to activate those fingertips. Looking under your left bicep. And now reverse. Taking down your left hand, reaching up your right bicep. Looking under your right bicep, activating those right fingertips. Just warming up the body. I know a lot of you just woke up, so welcome. We're just warming up here. And just tap the toes out there. That was a good toe stretch if you stayed with me that whole time. So tap them out, get some circulation in there. And from here, we're going to do some arm circle rotation. So reach your right arm forward, bicep by the ear. Hips go back as your arm goes back. Follow it around as big as you can. Inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. Big, deep breaths. And reverse the direction when you're ready. Opening it up as much as you can. And now open up that chest, reach high with your right hand, and slowly just thread that hand through the left arm, coming on the back of the shoulder and the back of the skull, maybe pushing into that left grounding palm to feel an even deeper stretch in the back shoulder. Slight spinal twist here. If you want to take a balance challenge, take that left leg up. Maybe float the bottom leg. Breathe deep. One more. And slowly bring it down and reach your right arm back up to counter the pose. Bringing it back down. Switching hands. So left arm goes forward, back down and around. Inhaling on the way up. Lubricating that shoulder socket, really getting that ball and socket joint ready to flow. Reverse the direction. Yeah. And now reach it all the way up. Open your chest up as much as you can. Deep inhale. Exhale. Take it through that right arm. Onto the back of the shoulder and the back of the skull on the left side. Pushing into that right grounding hand can sometimes give you a little deeper stretch. If you want to take that back foot back and up for a balance challenge, you can do that as well, or just stay here. Want to float the bottom leg, you can do that. Taking that knee back down. One more breath here. And as you inhale, push into that right palm, reaching the left arm up and back down. Balancing table. So take your forearm, right forearm by your bicep by your ear, left leg kicks back. We're going to inhale, reach it long. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl it in. Activate the core. Again, inhale, reach it long. Exhale, elbow to knee, pull it in. Inhale, one more time. And if you want, try to wrap around and grab that foot. If you can't, maybe you grab it with a strap or a towel, or just look at it, imagining that you will grab it one day. So push the foot into the palm, opening up, one more breath, cultivating balance and strength and concentration. Slowly, slowly bring it back down. And tabletop. Reversing that. So left arm comes by the ear, right leg shoots back. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl it in. Activate the core. Start warming it up, guys. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, squeeze it in. One more. Inhale, reach it long. And look over to try to catch that back foot. If that's all you could do, that's perfect too. So hold the outer edge of the back foot, kicking into it if you can. If not, you're holding your balancing table. And exhale slowly, coming back down to tabletop. Good. So from here, tuck the toes and come into a turbo dog. So your chest meets your thighs. Let go of your head. Relax it down. You're on the balls of your feet. And now push those heels down into downward facing dog. So head drops, hips are high, heels are down. And just bicycle out those feet. Walk your dog, bending one knee and straightening the other one. First down dog of the day, so just take it slow here, guys, and make it feel good. Make these stretches feel good for your body. Breathing deep, releasing everything we don't want to hold on to on the exhale. Go ahead and bring the right leg up. Start to stack your hips, keeping your shoulders square, and just bend at the knee, taking big circle rotations either with your leg open or your knee bent. Getting into that hip socket and reverse the direction. Just like our shoulder socket. We need these big rotations for these ball and socket joints. So come high on the balls of the left foot. And now bring your knee to your nose, curling it in like we did in cat. Really curling in and engage your core. Look forward in between your hands. Drop your foot down and turn to the left side. Walking your hands for a wide leg lunge. Sorry, you guys are looking at my butt. We're going to go ahead and start to walk our hands out, keeping your hips in line with your heels. Open up your palms a little bit wider than shoulder height, shoulder distance. And inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Let it go. We're going to do two more though. So inhale through your nose. Push back, exhale, open your mouth. Drop your head. One more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Good. Start to walk your hands back toward your center. And then maybe take a shorter stance here, pigeon toeing your feet. Toes in, heels out. Maybe you want to reverse your palms and start to walk them through your legs, bending at the elbows. Pulling your torso through. Inhale, straighten your elbows, elongate the spine. And exhale, pull, bending the elbows, pulling your torso through. Head releases down. Hips are high. One more, guys. Just open up, straighten the elbows, and now bend the elbows, pulling your torso through a little bit more. Head releases down. This garden is absolutely beautiful. I can stay and look at, this is quite the view from here. But we're gonna walk it back around. Hands to frame the foot in a low right side lunge. That right leg comes back to meet the left. We're in plank pose. So zipping up the quads, engaging the core. Your heels are in line with your toes. Shoulders are in line with your wrists. You're gonna slowly bend at the elbows, and if you have to modify to come down to the knees, that's perfectly fine, but come all the way down. And now forehead comes to the mat, fingertips line up with the chest, elbows are in. If you have lower back issues, you can take your feet wide. If not, just bring them in. Inhale, exhale, and on the next inhale, push into the pubis bone. Look slightly forward as you float your hands up, really squeezing those elbows together, activating those back muscles. One more deep breath here, and on the exhale, slowly lower down. Bring the hands back a couple prints. And now inhale, exhale, forehead down. And on the next inhale, push yourself up, rolling the shoulders back and down away from the ears. You're pulling your chest through. You don't necessarily have to straighten your elbows, but if you have straightened elbows, as long as your shoulders are away from your ears, that's what matters. Elbows in, slowly release. Good. Now you could take another set of cobra, or you can grab the outer edges of your feet. Inhale, exhale. And as you inhale, push into the feet. That brings you up for a nice floor blow. Breathing deep here. Inhale. Exhale brings you down. And now just bring those arms in front of you, elbows under your shoulders. For seal pose, maybe you want to straighten your elbows. Look up slightly and bend your elbows. And now bend your elbows, bringing your hands to your traps, and just give yourself a nice massage right here. We tend to hold our tension in our neck and shoulders. So take a minute to just give yourself a nice massage, maybe pushing into those pressure points of the base of the skull and doing what feels good for you. I know I'm missing my massages lately, so we can get it in this way, right? Go ahead and take your hands down. Push back into child's pose, this time with your knees together. Reversing that. Coming back into downward facing dog. So hips are high, heels are down. Deep breath here. Inhale, left leg comes back and up, squaring the shoulders, but opening the left hip and opening it around in circles, whether that's a big circle or a little circle with your knee bent. Mine's popping like popcorn. I don't know about you. Now take it around the other side. Good. All the way back up. Come high on the balls of the right foot. Bring your knee to your nose again, curl it in, hold that core steady and tight. One breath here. Look forward between your hands as you float that foot between. It's okay if you have to step it up. No worries, you'll get there. Just start to turn it around to the right side this time. For another wide leg fold, putting our hands on our hips. Take your torso up with a flat back, engaging your core. And from here, if you wanted to grab a towel or a strap and interlace the fingers behind you, if your palms can touch, you can take a nice little back bend here if that feels good. Inhale, exhale brings you forward. Arms come over your head, slight bend in your knee to protect your knees. And just like gravity, take your hands down to the ground. So as you breathe, you feel the weight of your arms and in your palms, being pulled down to the earth, opening up the back of your shoulders. One more breath here. And slowly release the hands down to the mat and walk it over back to frame your left foot in a low lunge. Take that left foot back to meet the right plank pose, bending our elbows 90 degrees, chaturanga. Scoop it through. You could either rest your quads on the mat or lift your knees up, rolling your shoulders back and down. Inhale. And as you exhale, roll over the toes for a nice toe stretch. And back down to your heels. Right leg comes back and up. This time your foot is flexed. So push into that grounding foot on the left side and flex your right foot in line with your hip. Come high on the balls of the left foot, elevate the pose. Bring your knee to your nose again, and this time look through. We're gonna step it into high crescent lunge. So you're on the ball of the back foot, reach your arms up high. Inhale. Sink down into that hip. Feel a nice hip flexor stretch. Breathe. Exhale. Takes it half crescent. Biceps by the ears. Engage your core. And slowly drop your left hand by your right foot, or you could put it on a block, reaching your right arm all the way up, inner spiraling your left rib cage towards your thigh, opening up the chest. Breathe. Exhale, arm comes down, replaces that left hand, comes up. Just to reverse the pose a little bit. Arm comes back down. And now step the back foot in about 3 or 4 feet. Your legs are straight. You're in a shorter stance here. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold over the front leg. Letting the head hang heavy. So maybe your forehead comes to your shin. Keeping your hips square, so put your hands on your hips and twerk them a little bit to the front. I know you got some ideas when I said twerk, but I meant twerk your hips. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. If you want more, you can reverse your hands and start to walk them backwards so that you make more contact with that thigh and that leg. Good. Start to come on the blades of the foot and walk it around to the right side. So leave your feet where they are. Just turn your feet to the blades if you can and walk your hands to the side, planting down your left hand, reaching up your right arm for standing steer with the spinal twist. Reaching the crown of your head forward. Getting that IT band stretch. Right arm comes down. We're gonna walk it back around and step that back foot back. Flat foot brings us up to Warrior 2 on the right side. So Warrior 2, your hips are now open, looking over the front fingertips, knee is bent, facing forward. Flip the front palm, flip the other palm, and take 2 pumping warriors. So inhale, leg straightens, reach high here. Inhale, exhale, brings it down. Really low lunge, guys. Make sure that knee doesn't pass the toe. And now inhale, reach high, Exhale, deep lunge. Flip the front palm and track the torso forward to exalt back for reverse warrior. Now the back left hand can come down the leg or it can wrap around, catching the right hip crease. Reach back with your right arm, active in the fingertips, cultivating gratitude, feeling that deep side stretch. Exhale. Forearm comes to the right quad or the inside of the foot. For side angle pose. Feel free to bind here. If you take a yogi's choice, a standing split, a bird of paradise, whatever it is that you like to do here. Or you can certainly just stay here or here, feeling that nice stretch. One more deep breath. Take the top arm over and push in to the outer blade of the back foot as you reach your fingertips forward, creating that one straight line. Slowly turn your torso forward, coming down on the back of the knee. The back leg comes down, heel toe, the right foot, coming down for low lizard lunge. Now from here you can take your hands, your forearms to a block or the floor, or if this is intense enough for you, you could stay here. I like to give my thigh a little opening here. I just kind of twist it out. Feels so good. Bless your difficulties. Bless your difficulties and ask to see their hidden guidance. Have the courage to accept what you discover and to initiate whatever action your healing requires. Ask for guidance in seeing the truth concealed in challenges. Taking your hands to the mat, bending the back leg for an optional quad stretch. Reach around with the right arm. See if you can catch that foot with a strap or towel even, and bring that heel in toward the glute. Elbow goes up toward the sky. Feels so good. Just go to your edge. Go to what makes you feel good. Exhale, arm comes down. You're gonna take your left hand, plant it down as you shoot your right leg back to meet your left in side plank pose. Reach your right arm all the way up. Level 1, you can stagger your legs. It makes it much easier. Level 2, you could stack your feet. Level 3, raise that leg. Level 4, here we go. Grab your toe, open it up. Keep those hips high. One more breath here. And slowly bring it back to plank position. Holding your plank. Rolling back and forward on the toes. Engaging the core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Roll the shoulders back and down. Look up. Inhale. Come back down. Curl the toes under. Hips high. Down dog. Exhale. Few breaths here. Cultivate your breath. Focusing on your body and your own movements. You guys are doing fantastic. I could just feel it. Take the left leg back and up. Pushing into the grounding foot. Flex that back left foot. Push the heel out.
I don't know that.
And now elevate the pose, taking the knee to the nose, the chest. Keep it high, engage the core. Hold it here. Now look forward, dropping that foot, staying high on the back heel. Inhale the arms up for high crescent lunge. So lower down into that lunge, feeling that nice hip flexor stretch. Reach your fingertips high. Smile. Inhale. Exhale. Halfway. For half crescent lunge, keeping your core and your arms engaged. Dropping your right arm down to a block or the floor for a nice lunge twist here. So left arm goes all the way up. Stretch it back. Inhale. Exhale. Reverse the pose. Take your left hand in and your right arm goes up. Just for a nice little counter. Now both hands frame the foot. Take the back foot in a few feet. Straight legs here. Parsvottanasana. Inhale, flat back. Crown of the head reaches out. Find length first before you exhale. Folding over that front leg. Release the head. Just release the head. Again, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, making sure those hips are square to the front. So maybe give yourself a little adjustment here, taking that left hip crease back. And now if you want more, you can reverse your hands and walk as far as you need to feel that deep hamstring stretch. One more breath. Now start to take your hands and walk your hands over to the left side, coming on the outer blades of your feet. So they naturally turn to the outer blades of your feet with standing straight legs. Planting your right palm this time and lifting your left arm up. IT bands are really getting a nice stretch here, as well as a nice spinal twist, detoxifying our body, refreshing our lymphatic system, and boosting our immunity. Yes, please. Inhale, exhale, brings that arm down. Walking it back around, hands to frame the foot. Step the back foot back to warrior two. Cartwheel the arms up. Hips face the side. You have that deep lunge. Make sure your knee is facing forward. Arms are out. Eye gaze is over the front fingertips. Two pumping warriors. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bend back into it. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bend back into it. Flip the front palm and track the torso forward. And now reverse it. So you could take that arm down your leg or wrap it around your left hip crease. Reaching with the left arm. Keep that bend in the front leg. Don't lose your lunge. One more breath. Deep breath. Exhale. Brings your forearm down to your quad or your hand inside your foot. Reaching the right arm all the way up. Looking up. Maybe exalt the pose. If you want to take a bind, take a bind. Reaching that right arm over top of your head and pushing into the outer blade of the back foot as you inner spiral your heart open. One more deep breath here as you slowly turn your torso forward. Right knee drops down to the mat as you heel toe out your left foot. So coming down to a pillow or a block or whatever you have at home, blankets, or you could stay up here on your hands if you feel like that's intense enough, or coming down to your forearms. Giving your quad a little twist, your inner thigh maybe a little twist open, and just breathe. It is easy to get lost in endless speculation. So today, release the need to know why things happen as they do. Instead, ask for the insight to recognize what you're meant to learn. Take your hands up if they're not already. Placing your right palm down, reach your left arm up and around, bending the back knee, catching it for a nice quad stretch. So your heel comes in, elbow reaches up to the sky. Pulling that heel, nice quad stretch. Maybe you use a towel or a strap or a t-shirt to pull this quad in. And now slowly let it go. Coming back to center, plant that right palm in the center. Shoot the left leg back to meet the right in plank pose. Lift the hips high, looking up at your left hand. You can either stagger the feet, stack the feet, whatever you did on one side, do on the other. So if you want to try a little bit of everything, I would encourage that, because everything you try, even if it's new, encourages muscle memory. So when you come back to it, it's a little bit easier every time. One more breath here. Slowly bring that left arm down. We all meet in plank pose for chaturanga. Upward dog. Inhale, shoulders back and down. And now roll over those toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let the head go. Slowly start to walk your feet to meet your hands. So heel toe, engaging the core, especially the lower abs. Belly button to spine, baby step, heel toe to the front of your mat. Opening your feet, hip distance apart. Grab your elbows, let your head hang heavy here, and transfer the weight from one foot to the other as you release your back and cervical spine. So just let it hang heavy here. Bit of an active recovery pose. Deep breath. Loosening up, releasing and elongating every single muscle in our body. Bring the feet together and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Head is very last to come up. Roll your shoulders back and down, Samastiti. Fingertips point toward the ground. Find your center. Inhale, arms go all the way up, catching the left wrist with the right wrist. Right. Take your hips slowly to the left as you pull your arm to the right. Now for a little balance challenge here, shift your weight to your left foot and bring your right leg out, if you can, as you're twisting. And then step it behind you and open your chest a little bit more. Good. Coming back to center. Feet are together. Switch your grip. So reach high. You're holding onto your right wrist. Hips go slightly right as your arms go left. Pull that top arm over, looking under your bicep. Deep breath here. Push into the standing right foot as you lift your left foot up laterally. Whoops, cultivating balance. That's what it's all about. If you fall, you just come back. And now step it behind you and open it up a little more. Feels so good. And now come back to center. You could either scarecrow your arms here, guys, or you could take a supported back bend with your fingertips pointing up your back. push your hips forward first and slowly find your back bend. Head is the very last to drop. One more breath here. As you inhale, come up and slowly start to fold forward with a flat back, releasing your hands. Take a fist or two between your feet and grab onto your big toe with your peace fingers, or take your whole hand underneath the tops of your feet, shifting the weight to your heels. Maybe massage your wrist creases with your toes. Kind of feels good. And now inhale with a flat back and exhale, bending your knees slightly so you have contact, chest and thighs. Release your head and pull with your elbows for a nice deep forward fold here. Breathe deep. Inhale, find length again. Exhale, bend the elbows, making contact. Bend your knees as much as you have to. And slowly take those hands away from the feet. Plant the hands by the feet, fingers lining up with the toes. Inhale halfway. Find length. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Walk, step, or jump back into your plank to chaturanga. Scoop in upward facing dog. Shoulders roll back and down. Deep inhale here as you roll. Hips high, heels down. Exhale. Walk your dog. Shake your head yes and no. This time, right leg goes back and up, hip height. Flex your foot, come high on the balls of the left foot. Bring the right knee in to your center. And we're gonna just drop our shin down and bring it back up for a little core work here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it all the way up and step it through, grounding that back heel for warrior one. So your arms come up, maybe opening your stance a little more so your hips can turn forward, squaring it off. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands together into prayer down the midline, opening it up to warrior two pose. Straighten that front leg. Maybe shorten your stance a little for triangle pose. Hips go left as you reach to the right. And when you can't reach anymore, tilt into triangle pose. Shoulders stacking. Eye gaze is up if that feels okay to your neck. Breathe here. One more breath. And on your next inhale, come up to reverse triangle. So back hand goes back down that leg. Your legs are straight. Reach that right arm back and up and over. Inhale. Exhale brings you up. Face your hips forward. So take a step in. And now take your arms out wide like airplane wings. And wrap under the left arm for eagle arms. So if you can't wrap your hands, you can hold on to your shoulders. So hold on to your hands or your shoulders or your thumbs, whatever you have available. Bend into that right leg. Cultivate balance. Take your left leg up and over. And if you can't wrap it around your calf, you can just place the ball of the foot down on the floor. Squeezing the inner thighs is what we want here. Squeezing the inner thighs. So if you can, wrap around that foot and bring the elbows slightly up for that nice back shoulder stretch. Slowly bringing it down, taking a bowing eagle if you can. Releasing that leg out, coming into warrior 3 with eagle arms. Flex the back foot. Feels so good. And now open up the arms like airplane wings, dropping the right hand down to a block or the floor. Start to open your hip to the left and raise your left arm up for half moon pose. You could stay here, you can grab the back foot, opening it up to a dancer's pose if you want, if that feels good. Otherwise, stay here, half moon. Inhale, exhale, that arm comes down, replaces the right hand comes all the way up. This time your hips are facing square toward the floor. Start to follow the track of your right hand up. It's okay if you fall out of it, you just get back in. Deep inhale, exhale, right arm comes down, and now left leg comes down, right leg goes back for standing split. So again, hips are square, and if you want to wrap your left arm around your calf, you can, if that helps. And take the belly of the hamstring on the right leg up even higher, pointing that back foot, releasing your head. And now slowly bring that knee, right knee behind, coming down for seated twist. Start to take that left hand back behind you like a kickstand. Raise your right arm all the way up. Right elbow goes outside the right knee. And you're going to inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Look over that left shoulder. Again, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Look over the left shoulder. Bring that head, just the head, over the right shoulder for double helix. And now take your arms down, countering the pose on the other side. Bend and straighten the elbows, elongating the back, countering the pose, what feels good to you. And now pushing into that standing left foot. Reach that right leg back, so you're in a low left lunge, and take the left foot back to meet the right for vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg comes up, left leg comes up this time. Flex the foot, come high on the balls of the right foot, bring the knee to the nose, drop the shin for 5, 4, you guys got this, 3, 2, last one. Strong core helps with every yoga pose. So take that foot, drop it through the hands, ground the back heel, coming up into warrior 1. So inhale, maybe opening the stance a little bit so that your hips face forward, biceps by the ears, reach high. Good. Palms come together in prayer down the midline. Open it up into warrior 2. So we've been here before, so straighten your front knee, maybe shorten the stance a little bit. Hips go right this time, and you're pulling, stretching forward over that front leg until you can't anymore. Tilt into triangle pose. Shoulders are stacking. Feeling that nice stretch throughout that whole front leg. Maybe take the bicep over the ear. Opening that chest. Deep breath here. And on your next inhale, cartwheel your arms up and back for reverse triangle. Take that top arm over, tracking down the right hand. Oh, feels good, right? Take your hands to your hips, step it in a little bit. Slowly interlace your arms. This time your left arm comes under your right. Wrap it around for your eagle, or you can hold onto your shoulders, or you can hold your thumb. You would hold your shoulders. Bend into that front standing leg. Take that right foot over and wrap it around your calf, or just simply stand on it, on the ball of the foot, squeezing your inner thighs, sending blood and oxygen to our organs down there. Start to take your bowing eagle, cultivating your drishti, your dharana. Open it up, bring that right leg up and back. Flex the foot, hips are facing down. Foot is flexed, eagle arms open up into airplane arms. Deep breath here. Drop the left arm as you turn your hips toward the right this time, keeping that flex in the back foot. Look up at your right hand. Feeling that nice opening. First side, half moon pose. Slowly that right arm comes down. The left comes back up. In for revolved half moon. So lift the belly of the right hamstring up a little higher. It tends to want to sink here. And feel that twist. Maybe catching that back foot if you did it on the other side. Every side's a little different. And now reverse your legs. So bring the right leg down, the left leg comes back up for standing split. So walk your fingertips back to your toes and wrap your shin or the back of your calf with your right forearm, or hold onto your heel and take that back leg back and up, pointing your toes like a ballerina, squaring your hips if that feels good. One more breath here. As you exhale, bring that left knee behind the right foot for a nice spinal twist here. So right arm comes back like a kickstand, left arm comes up and around, elbow outside the knee. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist. Again, inhale, find length. Exhale, twist. Over the right shoulder. Take that head only, turning it over the left shoulder. And now reverse the pose. Bring your hands to the other side. Bend and straighten your elbows for a little counter pose here. Breathing in and out. Push that weight into the front right foot. Taking the left leg back into lunge pose. Bring the right leg back to meet the left in downward facing dog. And slowly start to walk your feet to meet your hands, heel toe, activating Mula Bandha, belly button to spine. Start to open up your feet as wide as coming down for a nice yogi squat here. So you can take prayer pose, opening the groin up here, making sure that your spine is very long. Deep inhale here. Now you could stay in yogi squat, or you could take crow with me, placing your hands down about shoulder distance apart and taking one knee onto your really your armpit, but if it gets to your tricep, that's okay too. So slightly bend your elbows, shift your weight forward, crown of your head goes forward, and lift one leg slowly and the other, bringing your heels together, straighten your arms, cultivating balance. And we all, vinyasa is optional. Down dog. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Walk your hands back a little here. And if you can, look forward as you jump through into seated staff, or just come to a seated pose. If you're with me, you're looking forward, placing your hands, fingertips down, engaging your core, and shooting your legs through. So we all meet in seated staff. Take the flesh away from your sits bones. Inhale your arms all the way up. Reach high, flex your feet. If you need a towel or a strap, if you can't reach, that's okay. Put a slight bend in your knees if you need to. And see if you can exhale with a flat back first. So find length on the inhale, and on the exhale, find even more length, but pull your spine forward as you flex your feet back. One more breath. And now slowly bring your hands by your lower shins, by your calves, and let your head hang heavy for a nice relaxing forward fold here. Deep breath, calming our nervous system. One more deep breath. Good. Slowly roll it up, taking your legs into boat pose. So if you need to modify, you can take them into table. Straighten your arms out. And if you can, straighten your legs for a little core cultivation. We're in boat pose. Come down for canoe, not all the way. And now up into boat. Scoop out your belly. So really sink it in. Inhale, exhale, canoe. Inhale, try not to use momentum. Exhale, canoe, and we're gonna do scissors for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax into Shavasana just for a moment. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, let it out through your mouth. One more deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Interlace the fingers below your right knee. Pull it in tight, tight, tight. Massaging the ascending colon. And now open up your right arm, palm facing down in line with the shoulder. Take your knee over to the left. As you look to the right, maybe you want to shift your hips a little bit to the right for a better alignment. Keeping the right shoulder down. Let that knee come down as far as it needs to. So let gravity just take that knee down as far as it goes. Deep breath here. These spinal twists are so good for our lymphatic system, boosting our immunity so many ways. Bring that knee back up. If you can catch the foot, grab the outer blade of the foot and start Maybe wrap it with a towel or strap and straighten that leg for a nice IT band stretch again. Flexing the foot. Breathe into it. I know you're feeling it. I'm with you. Deep breath. And release it. Come back to center. Switch your legs. Interlace your hands below your kneecap on the left side. Pull it in. Tight, tight, tight. Massaging the descending colon. Deep breath in as you take your left arm out, palm facing down, shoulder height. Look over at your left palm. Take your right hand to guide your left knee down. Maybe shift your hips a little to the left to find that proper alignment. Left shoulder is down on the mat. And the knee comes over with gravity's pull. So you don't even have to do anything except for breathe and let go of your control. Gravity will take over. Slowly grab the outer blade of that foot and straighten your leg for a nice IT band stretch. Maybe use a towel or a strap. Breathe deep into that stretch. Slowly, on the next exhale, release it. Coming back to center. Bring your heels close to your glutes for a nice bridge pose. So take those hands flat by your side and lift your hips up. Knees don't flail out, they stay in. And you're lifting your hips, so let go of your glutes and just use the quads to bring your hips higher. If you want, you can slowly start to roll those shoulder blades under. If you have the ability to grab your palms, reaching your knuckles toward your heels. Still lifting those hips up, releasing the glutes. Reaping all the benefits of this pose, activating our thyroid gland, regulating our metabolism. Watch the belly rise and fall to make sure you're breathing deep. Slowly lower down. And you could do that again, or you could come with me into full wheel by taking your fingertips toward your shoulders. Pushing into your hands and your feet at the same time. Lift up, straightening your arms, straightening your legs. And I like to just kind of rock back and forth here. It feels so good. Maybe take one leg up. Just do what feels good for your body. That's what it's all about. Good, coming down. Slowly. You're gonna grab your outer blades of your feet, or for me, I like to just take my shins because that way my tailbone doesn't come off. So if you grab for happy baby the outer blades of your feet and you're up here and your tailbone's off, come back down so that your tailbone, your whole spine is flat on the mat. And just grab around your ankles with your elbows inside your knees. Start to pull your knees down to the ground, keeping that tailbone down, feeling the stretch in the inner groin. Deep breath here, so good for you. One more deep breath. Release the pose. Take the legs all the way up. Flex the feet for legs up the wall pose. You could do this against the wall if you want to. Also great for our lymphatic system, sending blood and oxygen toward the heart, flushing out the body of toxins. Any inversion is so good. Push into the hands and bring the feet overhead for plow pose. Do not turn your neck in this position. Just relax in it. letting the benefits sink in. Flex your feet. And now find bending your elbows, fingertips up the back of the back. Up the back of the back. You know what I mean? Take one leg up and the other one up, making sure your heels are in line with your hips. Engaging the core. And just kind of play around here. Maybe you want to take one leg down at a time. Coming back into plow pose. Fingertips. Hands come flat on the mat and slowly unfurl one vertebra at a time. Slowly lower the legs straight. Almost to the ground and then come back up. So lower leg lifts, slow and steady. We're moving about 2 or 3 feet. Keeping the lower back down and scissor for the last core exercise. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. If there's any other pose that I missed that you feel the need for, feel free to go into it now. Or take your Shavasana pose, releasing the hands up to receive. Relax the tongue away from the teeth. Relax the jaw. Soften the space between the eyebrows. Feel the energy that you've created coursing through your body, tuning into the beautiful white light that you've created. You can use for yourself or to send others healing energy. Use this time to just be at peace. Home is for resting, renewal, warmth, and love. If this is not the atmosphere in your home, what can you do today that contributes to changing it? What's the big hurry? You're not ever going to get it all done. So what are you racing toward? Every single activity that you're involved in is for one purpose only, and that is to give you a moment of joy. That's why it all exists. Lighten up, laugh more, appreciate more, and know that all is well. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, awakening the body and bringing the knees into the chest, finding your fetal position on either side, rolling to the right or left in fetal position, knowing that each day we have the opportunity for a clean slate. Know that your Etch-a-Sketch has been shaken up and is clear. And it's up to you what kind of picture you'd like to draw today. do something joyful. Push up into seated position. Coming to close. Hands in prayer. I would like to extend my gratitude for all of you joining me today for this beautiful class, Yoga Fusion Flow, at the Alchemist Cafe. And know that we are all connected. So when we start to come out of our houses with a refreshed outlook on life, let's support our local businesses. Make sure that we support each other as well. Namaste. And if you forgot, don't forget to type coffee in there for your 10% discount when it reopens.